Nice. So great. Come, let's start. There's a few more people to pop in, but we'll start already, okay? Great. Come. So come land. And just take a deep breath down into your belly. And just let yourself really feel that. Oh, hold on, my microphone. It's mad, really. 9 months ago, if you told me I'd be teaching with a microphone, I would have laughed at you. It's amazing. So great. Just take a deep breath down into your belly and let that, all of this day, all of this few hours, the last few minutes, just settle into the floor. And just get the feeling that in this moment, as you just let yourself really, I love that word landing. How do you do that? How do you, what skills do you have to drop yourself out of the front of your face into the back of your head, from the front of your chest into the back of your shoulders, from the front of your belly into how your spine rests. Just a sense of dropping into the back of you. The back of you is a much slower, deeper part of you. The front is where the busy happens a lot. So just get a sense of the space behind you, whether that be the floor or if you're seated, how you perceive the space behind you. The back of your head, the back of your neck, your shoulders. How do you really feel the back of your body? And then take another breath down into your belly, a long, deep breath. And as you sigh, as you land, as you exhale, really feel that you're settling. And just keep doing that as you inhale in through the nostrils and then exhale, settle, land, rest. And so every inhale you feel the rising of your breath, and the exhale you feel more of your body as you sit here, as you lie here. You're slowing things down. You're feeling the weight of you. And then from all the different places that you feel right now, all the different parts of you, where is the sense of okayness or the sense of wellness in your body? Sorry about that, my washing machine door was open. So where is your wellness? And where's just the place in you that you can settle into and really be still or comfortable or at ease in your own body? Where it's like, often I think wellness is like the place where you can, it's like the pillow that you can rest your head on in yourself. Place that when you feel it, there's no judgment in this moment or no, charge. There's just this feeling of, oh, my right knee just feels like a right knee and it's doing very well. And just appreciate that. Just really rest into that place that you found within yourself that feels like wellness. Appreciating, settling, deepening. And every time you inhale, let yourself rise, and every time you exhale, let yourself settle a little bit deeper, a little bit more into the floor. So you really feel this settling. Every breath you're settling. Every breath there's a deeper feeling of contact. Every breath you're feeling the place of wellness a little bit clearer or a little bit deeper. You're just gathering yourself up and settling yourself in. Nice. So great, so come lie on the floor. So your knees are bent and your feet are flat on the floor. Just come all the way down and land. I love bringing my hands to my lower belly. It gives me a really nice feedback through the belly, or you can have your arms long beside you. And then pull your lower back down and flatten into the floor. Arch, breathing into your belly. As you flatten down, and then as you arch, you're really noticing how your spine can connect to the floor. Is it smooth like always, or is there a little bit of a bumpy ride in your lower back, or is there some feelings of vulnerability or sensitivity or restriction or tightness? Just notice those are sensations that may emerge as you arch and as you flatten. Arch and flatten, and then sway your knees from side to side, and as you sway them from one side to the other, just feel the relationship of the sides of your body to the deep of your belly. There's this sense of the shape of you being pulled in one direction and then pulled in the other direction. Nice. One more time each side. One way and then the other. Wonderful. Come to center. Your feet are hip distance apart. Pushing your feet down, roll up along your spine. And just feel the deep of your spine. And so as you roll up and down, you may feel very much at ease, or it might feel clunky and chunky and dull or full. Just be present to all of that. It's that amazing thing where ultimately the more we can just be with what is emerging, the sensations of being in our bodies, actually the more our bodies offer us. The more we whip our bodies and tell them that they can't feel how they feel, that they must be otherwise than how they are, the less our body gives us. So just really feeling the deep of you as you move. Rising up and lowering down. One more time, and next time you rise up, stay up. So you've pushed down to your feet, your hips have lifted, your bum is squeezing because there's work going on, and the front of your thighs are lengthening. Nice, and then lower your bum all the way to the floor. Keep your arms long beside you. Draw your right knee up onto your chest and then lift your hips up off the floor again. And then roll down along your spine. And as you roll down, really try and roll down so each part of your spine is landing. And then rolling up, traveling up along the spine. And then rolling down. Feel that the spine has an ability to articulate with the floor. Nice. One more time. Roll up along your spine and really
Feel the curve of it, the shape of it. Nice. Lower your foot to the floor. Draw the left knee up onto your chest and roll up along your spine. And then rolling down. Roll up. And rolling down. So you're feeling the sense of really trying to not lift your spine up and down like a chunk. You're trying to roll along your spine. One more time. Rolling up. And rolling down. Nice. Both feet to the floor. And then drop both knees down towards the right and stretch your arms straight out into a T and glide your left knee up towards your right shoulder. And just pause there for a moment, just let that settle. Breathing into your belly. And then gliding back, bring both feet to the floor. Draw both knees over towards the left and draw the right knee all the way up and just pausing there. And then gliding all the way back, both feet to the floor. So glide from one side to the other. So you're gliding the left knee up on the right side. And then you're gliding the right knee up on the left side. There's this very smooth sense of your legs. So how do you move? How do you create a smoothness in how you do this? It's with awareness, with attention, with presence that we smoothen things out. Just one more time each side. Just feeling how all of this is in your body. Nice. Come all the way back to center. And then stretch both legs up towards the ceiling and just stretch through your heels, really reaching up through your legs, and then roll deeply into your ankles. And just feel, it's always such a relief for me to roll into my ankles. I always feel so like my feet were working hard all day. And then roll in the other direction. Really feeling the deliciousness of your feet. Nice. Bend your left knee, bring your foot to the floor, and then draw your right foot down and hold on to your right foot, and then just squeeze your right foot with your hands. Massage it a little bit. And just have a sense of pulling the toes or massaging the toes or the ball of your foot or your heel. And then try and look at the sole of your foot. How would you see the sole of your foot? Go gently. How would you look at the sole of your foot? Nice. Change. Bring the right foot to the floor and draw the left foot up. And just rub your foot, massage your foot. And have a sense of the toes, the ball of your foot, your heel. And then try and look at the sole of your foot. And then release. Bring your foot to the floor. Bring your right foot up. Bring your right ankle to rest to the top of the left knee. Bring your elbows a little bit out to your sides and then just sway your knees from side to side. So your right foot is resting on top of the left knee. And as I draw my knees over towards the left, my knees stay at an angle, but when I draw them over towards the right, it's like they fan into one line with each other. See, does that happen for you? Or what are the two different shapes, one side and the other side? How does one shape differ from the other in your body? Your left foot's on the floor, and you're just rocking from one side to the other side. Nice. Come back to center. Lift your left foot off the floor and then let your left knee travel up towards you. And that's going to pull your right foot towards you because your foot is still resting on your knee. And then sway here from side to side. Your elbows are still solid into the floor. And you have this deep sense of your belly perhaps, of your hips, of your knees. Nice. Lower your left foot to the floor, bring your right foot to the floor, and then bring your left foot to rest on top of the right knee. Elbows are braced, and then begin to rock from side to side. Notice, are you keeping your shoulders on the floor, or are you letting your shoulders really travel with your knee? So they're both good, but being conscious of which one you're choosing to do is really good. So if you're doing one, then try the other. So if you're really letting your shoulders move a lot, then keep your shoulders on the floor very firmly. And if you're keeping your shoulders on the floor very firmly, then let your shoulders move as your legs travel from side to side. Notice what is different about the two different attitudes. They're both right. Different ways, different attitudes, different orientations. Come back to center. Draw the right knee up towards you. Let that squeeze the left thigh in. And then rock again. Now we're deeper into the hips, deeper into the pelvis, more into the belly. And just feel that. Nice. Lower your foot to the floor. Lower the other foot to the floor. So we're going to make that shape but in the air. So stretch both legs up towards the ceiling. And then bend your left knee and let your left toes almost come to the floor. And then bend your right knee and try and bring your right foot to rest on top of the left knee. And then draw your left knee up towards you. So I put my leg into the shape, but I did it in the air. Okay? Release by letting your left foot move away. Unhitch your foot. Bring your right foot away. Bring your left ankle to rest on top of the right knee. Squeeze the right knee towards you. If this is too difficult, then come back to just placing them on the floor and change from side to side. So keep changing. So your right foot is resting on top of the left knee. Draw your left knee towards you. Change. Left foot is resting on the right knee. Draw it up towards you. Change. Right foot on the left knee. Draw it up. Change. Last side. Left foot on the right knee. Draw it up. Nice. Great. So bring your knees together and just roll into your lower back. How does that feel in your lower back right now? And then roll in the other direction. Nice. So bring both of your hands, they call it goalposts. So your elbows are straight out from your shoulders and then the backs of your hands are resting on the floor. And your elbows or your forearms are at a 90-degree angle to your forearms. No, to your upper arms. So my two arms are resting either side of my head. It's almost like I've been arrested pose. So your palms are facing the ceiling and your elbows are straight out from your shoulders. And then keeping both shoulders really secure on the floor, draw your knees over towards the left. But your right shoulder is totally solid on the floor. And then come back up to center. And then draw your knees over towards the right, keeping the left shoulder really solid on the floor. So it's not a case of in any way moving your knees to the point where your shoulder moves. So don't let your shoulder move. And then just glide from side to side, keeping your shoulder really steady. So now we have to learn how to open the sides of the rib cage to create movement. Whereas when we move our shoulder, we're just rolling over. It's also good. It's a good thing to know how to do. But here we're trying to lengthen. So for me, one side of my rib cage is going, I know how to do this. And then the other side doesn't. It just feels like this chunk of solidness that doesn't know where to soften. And so just feel that in you. Is there a difference between one side and the other side? Nice. Come back up to center. From here, lower both feet to the floor. Stretch your arms really overhead so they're resting on the floor above your head and your arms are straight. Drop both knees down towards the left. And then swing your right arm all the way down to touch your left knee. And And then swing your right arm all the way overhead until it rests on the floor. And then drop your knees down towards the right and swing your left hand all the way down to your right knee. And then back up. One more time each side. Both knees down towards the left. Swing your right hand down to your left knee. Smoothly. Slowly feeling the arc of your shoulders, the reach of your armpit. Come back to center. And then glide the left hand all the way down to your right knee. And coming back up to center. Nice. Interlock your fingers and draw your right knee up towards you. Squeeze your knee deeply in. And just let your belly settle, let your pelvis drop. And then stretch long into the left leg. And just feel that deep sense of reaching into the left leg. Pointing into the left toes, draw a circle with the left leg. It's the whole of the leg that's drawing a circle. And as you circle, you're just meeting the deep of your belly, the front of your thigh. The way your hands hold on to your knee and stabilize. And then circle in the other direction. Circling. I always feel like the lower part of the circle is really interesting, whereas the higher part feels like I'm kind of floating in the clouds. It's like whee, and then whee. It's a very interesting sensation always. Nice. Bend your left knee, draw it up towards you, hold on to it, and then stretch your right leg long. Heel is pulling away and really long and strong through your leg. And draw your left knee closer and closer towards you as you lengthen into that right leg. Nice. Point into the right toes and then draw a circle. And how do you experience the lower part of the circle and the higher part of the circle? Whee. Whee. Yeah, it's really remarkable. I really feel like I do the work on the lower part of the circle and then it's kind of flown through the clouds on the upper part. Change direction. How do you feel this in your leg? Nice. Squeeze both knees up towards you. And then bring your knees wide and reach down and hold on to your feet. And so if holding on to your feet feels a little bit far away, then cross your wrists over each other and hold on to your opposite shin. So your wrists are crossed over and your feet have dropped towards each other. Otherwise, interlock your fingers and hold your 2 feet in one interlocked hand. So if you have 2 hands on your 2 feet, as in 1 foot per foot, actually your knees will be widening. Whereas if you're holding on with like one hand as such, a uni hand, then your feet are falling towards each other. That's what we want. And then just bend your elbows, draw your shoulders away from your ears, lengthen into the back of your neck, and really feel your shoulder blades on the floor. Drop your breath down into your belly. Nice. Bring your feet a little bit more over your chest. And then maybe a little bit more over your face. And then over your chest. And then back towards your hips. Nice. And again, over your chest. Maybe over your face. And then over your chest. And down towards your hips. And then just rock from side to side. And do it slowly. Because when you travel towards the right, it's the right thigh that's working a lot. And then when you travel to the left, it's the left thigh that's working a lot. So really feel how you're guided by the pull of the leg in that direction. It's like really lengthening into or giving direction into the inner thighs. Just feel the traveling from one side, the work of your inner thighs from one side to the other side. One side, other side. Nice. Release your hands and then hold on to your feet into happy baby pose. So either hold on to the soles of your feet, or you can hold on to your ankles, or you can bring your hands to the backs of your knees. So just see which way suits you right now. And just deepen your shoulders down and allow the width of your shoulders to really feel the floor beneath them. Your neck is lengthening, your breath is down into your belly. Nice. And then rock from side to side here. And how do you glide from side to side here? It's different than how we did when our soles and feet were together. There's a different impetus or a different movement, motivation as such. Or is it a motivation? Movement initiation. How do you do it? Nice. Release and bring the soles of your feet together and slowly bring your feet all the way down until your baby toes land on the floor. Your knees are wide, your soles of your feet are together and your baby toes are resting on the floor. And then pull your lower back down and just feel the flattening into the floor. A sense of widening and broadening into the floor. For me, I really love flattening down. It widens through the back of the pelvis, it stabilizes, and also I'm pulling my rib cage backwards a little bit too, so I'm really widening and broadening into the whole of the back of my spine. Nice. And then push down into your feet and let your bum lift off the floor. And then lower your bum to the floor. Push your elbows down, flatten your lower back down, and then lift your feet up and imagine that your toes will come to your nose. Just feel that there's a pull of your feet towards your nose. And slowly lower your feet down, keeping them together till the baby toe edge of your feet lands on the floor. Lift your hips up. Lower your bum down, strong into your elbows, flattening into the floor, and then lift your feet up and draw your toes towards your nose. And then they'll never get there, just to say. So then slowly lowering down one more time. Baby toe edge your feet down, lift your hips up. Squeeze a little bit through the buttocks and feel like your pubic bone is lifting towards the ceiling a little bit more. So you've lifted a little bit higher. You just have a sense of the inner thighs being strong. Your knees are comfortable wherever you are, very important. You're lengthening through the back of your body. So it feels like I'm really lengthening and seeking down towards my heels with my sit bones. I'm tucking my tailbone under. I have this really wonderful sense of strength into the front of my spine and the back of my spine. And lower your bum down. Last time. Lift your feet off the floor. Draw your toes towards your nose. Nice. And lower both feet down. Stretch one leg long. Stretch the other leg long. And have your feet a little bit wider than your mat. Tiny bit. And then reach your arms overhead so that you're resting in the human X. So your hands are a little bit wider than your mat. And then just point into your right foot and imagine you can turn off the light switch with your toe just beyond your toes. And then relax your right leg. And then point into the left toes and really seek down along the left leg, pointing your toes. And relax. Reach into the right arm. Seek along your right arm. Feel like you're reaching out from the chest, from your armpit, down into the fingertips. Relax. And then reach down to the left arm, reaching. And relax. So we're going to do opposites. So right hand, left arm will reach at the same time. Relax. Left leg, right arm will reach at the same time. And relax. All four limbs reaching, stretching. And just rest there, feel yourself, the weight of you on the floor. Nice. So roll over, so you can either bend your elbows as you roll over, or just roll over with your arms still overhead and then bend your elbows so that you're on your belly, and whatever way you do, come all the way over. And then reach your arms out long overhead and drop your forehead down towards the floor. So we're going to do, it's not the human X, it's yoga swimming now. So lift the left foot off the floor and the right hand off the floor. And as you lift them up, lift your right hand off the floor. Imagine that your head and torso also lift off the floor. And the two limbs that are on the floor, the left hand and the right foot, push them a little bit down into the floor. So feel like they're engaging. And then lowering down, forehead drops down. And then lift your left hand, let your torso and head lift your right leg. And then push your left leg and your right hand into the floor. And then lowering down. So begin to swim, right hand, left leg. Lowering down, left hand, right leg. And feel like the floor is supporting you because you're pushing down into it with the other limbs. And just feel that you're reaching into the unknown behind you. So feel like there's more and more space up towards the ceiling. And you're floating upwards with those limbs. There's a sense of buoyancy, a sense of lightness, a sense of reach. And just feel that. Opposite hand and leg, lowering down. And then opposite hand and leg, lowering down one more time. Opposite hand and leg, lowering down. Nice. From here, roll back onto your back. Come all the way back onto your back. And then feet are hip distance apart. And just sway your knees from side to side. Nice. And stretch both legs up towards the ceiling. So you can have your two hands long beside you, or you can have your two hands overhead. I don't actually know which one is harder or which one is easier. I think above your head may be harder. So keep your hands beside your hips and we can experiment as you go, see which way is easier for you. So push your fingertips down and just let your bum roll a little bit up off the floor because you've moved your feet a little bit more over your face. And then let your bum land, bend your knees and let your toes tap the floor. Stretch your legs up, push your fingertips down, let your bum roll a little bit up. And then bend your knees, let your toes touch the floor. It's just fine, there's a little bit of a swing of your legs. The momentum of the swing will help you lift your bum. And then the bending of your knees, and just that sense of the front of the belly working. So maybe your toes touch the floor above your head. Maybe you keep your legs a little bit more straight as they lower down. See what's right for you. What's the right movement? What is the right amount? Maybe just lifting your bum 1 inch off the floor is already amazing. Let's see what you do. Maybe just swaying your legs forward and backwards, and try not to, definitely don't bring your hands under your bum to lift you, because then you're using your hand strength more so than letting your spine learn how to roll itself up. You're just feeling that. How do you roll up and down? One more time. Roll up and down. Nice. Both feet to the floor. And then roll over onto your side and come up into your cat pose. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Knees are underneath your hips. And just pause there for a moment. Just feel the length of your spine. We were
really using the floor in a very different way than the cat pose. And just feel that through the back of the body, that information into the back of the body. Let your breath settle. Feel the weight of your body traveling forward now into your hands, into your knees. Nice. And then rounding your back, push your hands down into the floor. And then lift your chest and look forward. So as you move, how do you make this movement smoother? How do you make this movement deeper in your body? Like how would you hear the full of your spine? Nice, one more time. Wonderful. Come to a neutral spine. Reach your right hand forward. The baby finger side of your hand is on the floor. And draw the right armpit down towards the floor. Just have a sense of the length of you, the stretch of you. So then when my hand is kind of glued to the floor, I then pull my bum a little bit backwards and create a traction through the right side of my body. Come all the way back up. Lengthen the left arm forward, bring the baby finger side of your hand to the floor, drop down, and then pull back a little bit. So you're just feeling the traction of the left side of your body. Nice, and come all the way back up. Reach your right hand out, straight out towards the right, and imagine you're sliding your hand underneath the cupboard, so your shoulder has to come down as close to the floor as possible, and you walk your fingers out like spiders as far out as they'll go. The left side of my face is just resting on the floor really lightly. Come all the way back up. And then left side, reaching out, walk it under the cupboard, front of your shoulders coming down to the floor. The side of your face on the right is lightly touching. And you're really reaching out as you look down. Maybe just walk 1 inch further. The remote is always just that little bit more. And just feel this in your body. You know, this, I love functional movement. I love that it has this application to why would I use this? You know, what purpose does this movement have? Nice, and come all the way back up. So from here, sit your bum back into a child's pose, and then walk your hands over towards the right, and then bend your right elbow and slide your right hand until it rests beside your right calf, and then drop your head down. So you're stretching into the side of the left side of your arm. And just feel the breath in the side of your rib cage. Nice. Bring your hand back to center. Bring the other hand back to center. Over towards the left. Walk both hands over. Bend the left elbow. Bring your hand beside your calf. And then lean into the right shoulder. Nice. Walk your right hand forward. Walk your left hand forward. Come all the way forward. Tuck your toes under. Stretch back into your downward dog. And just feel the deep of you. You know, we've lengthened into our hips, stretched into our legs, felt our spine, reached into our arms. So just pull your heels back and lengthen a little bit more into your calves.
So I always feel like our calves, because we wear heels all the time, our calves are chronically shortened. But this is, people every week, it's quite amazing. Every week people contact me to say that their heels are now touching the floor in downward dog. It's like such an epic moment in your practice when things begin to change. It's like, wow, my heels are lowering. Things change in my body. It's so beautiful watching change happen. Bend your right knee a little bit. Bend your left knee a little bit. And feel like you're really cycling into the other leg. It's lengthening. It's lengthening. Bend both knees. Stretch both legs. One more time. Bend both knees. Stretch both legs. Nice. And bring both knees to the floor. So bring your right hand into a fist on the floor and then pull your right elbow back like a lawnmower. And just pausing there, really feel the surge of your elbow back towards the ceiling. And then take your right hand and glide it under your armpit until your right shoulder rests on the floor really lightly. And then slide your right hand back and pull it back into lawnmower. And feel the power of your left hand as you pull your elbow back. And sliding under, glide along the floor as your shoulder comes down. Last time, pull your elbow back into lawnmower. And then bring your right fist to the floor. So we're going to make this pose a little bit more complex. So stretch the left leg long. So your toes are on the floor. Pull your right elbow back into lawnmower. Pause there, or turn your head towards the right. Stay there, or bring your fingers to the front of the right shoulder. Dial your shoulder back and feel how your whole waist and torso twist a little bit more. And then reach your right hand up. You should feel no discomfort in the front of your shoulder. If you do, then bend your elbow or come back into lawnmower. So it's not the front of my shoulder that I'm stretching, it's the whole rib cage that I'm stretching. Really lengthening back into that left leg. Breath is in your belly. Nice. Bend your right elbow. Bring your hand to the floor. Bend your left knee. Other side. And left fist to the floor. Pull your elbow back into lawnmower. Give it a moment. It was really stabilizing there for that pose. And then dive your left hand underneath until your shoulder comes towards the floor. Nice. Slide your hand back. Pull your left elbow back. Really deep and backwards. And gliding under. Reach and draw your shoulder down. Nice. And again, pull your elbow backwards. Pausing there, really feeling the push of your right hand, the pull of your left. Right. Bring your left fist to the floor. Stretch your right leg long behind you. Pull your left elbow back into lawnmower. Pause there. Right. Maybe turn your head and chest towards the left, maybe. Maybe bring your fingers to the front of the left shoulder and dial your shoulder in a little bit more. And then extend your left hand up towards the ceiling. See what you need. Really feeling your distance. Most important thing is the front of your left shoulder is comfortable. Bend your elbow. Bring your hand to the floor. Bring both knees to the floor. And just roll deeply into your shoulders. And roll in the other direction. Nice. So bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Bring your two fists to the floor and then stretch your left leg long behind you. Lean a bit deeper into your hips. And then you have to find your stability. So for me, I kind of bring my right shoulder and my right knee more in contact, and then lift your left hand off the floor and maybe lift your right hand off the floor. So really be light, your fingers are close to the floor. How would you stabilize there? For me, I really lean my shoulder and my knee together.
Bring your hands to the floor, flat. Lean into your hips. One more time. How would you lift your hands off the floor? Stabilize. So a stabilizing muscle is different than a stretching muscle. So we're just training our body. And then hands to the floor. Super duper. Drop your knee to the floor. Both knees back. Other side. Left leg. Bring your left foot all the way forward to the outside of your left hand. You can be up on your fist to begin with. And stretch your right leg long behind you. So stabilize by drawing your left shoulder and your left knee into connection. Lift your left hand off the floor, or your right hand first, and then your left hand, and just feel what stabilizing is like. It's really different. Hands to the floor, let that settle. And one more time. How would you stabilize? And hands to the floor, drop your knee, bring both knees together, and then come all the way to sit on your mat with your legs long in front of you. Super job, how wonderful. So your legs are long, and just roll into your belly. And just feel the movement of your chest, the rib cage. The spine, and then roll in the other direction. So bring your hands to the floor beside you, and then slide your right hand down your left leg and reach down beyond, as far down beyond your left side as you can, whatever that is. And then pull the right elbow back and draw the right elbow backwards like you're going to try and touch the floor. You don't have to touch the floor. And now left hand, reach it down along the left leg. My right hand has now come to the floor as I, down my right leg, sorry. And as I glide my left hand forward and it's diagonal, my right hand is pushing into the floor as my left hand reaches down on the right side. And then diagonal, draw your left elbow back. And now sweep with the right hand forward, bring the left hand to the floor and reach. So every time you go diagonal, right elbow back on its own side, right hand to the floor, reach the left hand forward, left elbow back, reach the right hand forward, left hand to the floor. So just kind of get into the sweep of it. I kind of feel like I'm pulling a net in off a boat. I'm reaching and then pulling it back. Or I'm somehow weirdly rowing some strange boat. Just feel that diagonal roll and reach. For any reason this doesn't suit you, coccyx, sacrum, pelvis, anything, just find a different version of a forward bend that suits you. You don't have to roll across your sacrum. And just feeling, sensing what you need to do. Cool, come all the way back. So bend your right knee and bring your right foot so that it's close to your right buttock, a little bit out from your left thigh. Bring your left hand to the floor and similar movement, but slide your right hand down and reach it down towards the left foot and just drop your head forward. Lean back and bend that left knee so it lands, the foot lands beside your right foot. So my left knee is bent and it's resting on the floor, and my right foot is still standing in the exact same place. And now reach forward like you just did and reach your right hand forward and rest your head down. So it's the same shape of your torso and your right leg, but your left knee is now bent and it's resting on the floor. Pull your right elbow back like lawnmower. Really deepen it back. And this time you're going to try and reach so far that your bum lifts a little bit off the floor because you're reaching for the last sandwich in the picnic. And then pull your elbow back and say, but it's mine. And then reach your hand forward, lift your bum,
and glide forward, coming back. One last time. Pull your elbow back and then glide forward. Your right foot is really strong, your left hand is strong. Come all the way back. Stretch your left leg long, stretch your right leg long. Other side. Bend your left knee, bring your foot to rest on the floor. It's quite close to your left buttock. Bring your right hand to the floor, slide your hand down and drop your head forward. So notice how simple this one is. It becomes more complex as we go, so really appreciate each of the different levels. Leaning back, sitting up. Bend your right knee, bring your foot to rest near the left. Your knee is bent and your calf thigh is resting near the floor. Reach your left hand forward. This time you're going to lean into the right leg as you reach your left hand forward. You're just leaning forward, dropping your head down. And this time pull your elbow back, draw it back like lawnmower. And then glide your hand forward, lift your bum as you go. Drop back, pull your elbow back, and then rock forward, lift your bum. One more time. Rock back, pull your elbow back, and reach forward, lift your bum. Come all the way back. Lovely, how awesome. Come sit on your mat, come lie on your mat. So you're sitting, you're holding on to your knees, you're gonna roll all the way back. You're just gonna let your spine settle on the floor. Knees are bent. Just make fists out of your hands. Your hands are up towards the ceiling and just roll out through your wrists. And just really appreciate that your wrists and your knuckles and your fingers are wonderful. And then roll in the other direction. Nice. And open all your fingers. And then tuck your thumb into your hand, into your palm. So it's like you're trying to touch your thumb off the base of your baby finger. And then wrap the first finger, second finger, third finger, and then baby finger over your fist. And then open the baby finger. Oh God, open the next finger. That's almost impossible. Yeah, the next one, and then your thumb. One more time. Tuck your thumb in so it's touching the base of your baby finger. First finger, second finger, third, and baby finger. Squeeze them all in. And then open the baby finger. Open the next one. Open the next one. And the last one. And then wiggle all your fingers. Hey! Wiggle all your fingers. Nice, cool. So bring your arms wide and then bend your right knee up towards you. And then just drop your both knees over towards, actually no, this is a better way than doing that. Bring both feet to the floor. Drop both knees over towards the left and then glide your right foot up until your toes are tucked into the back of the left knee. Bring your left hand to hold on to the outside of your right knee and then kind of widen. It's like, I feel like I've tucked my fingers into the back of my knee on the right and I kind of pull my knee a little bit, not down, but more to the left. And then I reach my fingers towards the right with my right fingers. And I'm creating this really super duper length through something in the deep of my waist and my hip. Just feel that. How would you really lengthen by drawing and reaching through the right side of your body? Nice. Release your hand, slide your foot all the way back, and then bring both knees back up to center. Last move, drop both knees down towards the right, slide your left foot up, tuck your toes into the back of your knee. Reach your right hand down. I love tucking my fingers into the back of my knee. And then reach long through the left hand, and with your fingers tucked into the back of your knee, kind of pull towards the right a little bit. And just feel there's just something that unhitches, there's something there. It just creates length, connection. And then really slide your foot all the way back. Bring your feet, soles of your feet to the floor, and just roll out through the back of your pelvis. Just rolling out. You can either just do the pelvic tilt or do a circle, or you can sway your knees, or you can draw your knees up toward your chest. Do what you feel is just a really yummy move for your pelvis. Release it out. And then just come to rest. So resting either with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, or resting with your legs straight, or resting on your side, or resting on your belly. Having a blanket that you can tuck yourself in with is really lovely.
Last Tuesday night of the year. What a glorious year it's been. So really just appreciate your yoga journey. You've committed to and persevered and learned so many skills. I think we're awesome. So now that your arms are flexible enough, you could pat yourself on the back. Just really honor the dexterity or the adaptability that you've proven this year. And your body has moved and lengthened and connected, and we've formed a community, and it's just really beautiful things. And so just feel your body settling. Just feel the weight of your body through the back of you. And just soften into your forehead, into your eyebrows. And soften into your mouth, your nose, your cheeks. And widen into the jaw. Really, like, how would you soften your jaw? You know, it's like, often I imagine a sense of, just freedom or openness, or a smilingness through my face, or a radiance through my face. And that radiance creates an open softness that I always feel is very wholesome. So allow your face to be open, soft, and radiant. And kind of feel like your eyes are radiant, that your skin is radiant, that there's an inner glow of your heart and chest, and there's a slight smile on your face, and there is a radiance of you. So feel that slight smile and how it feels within you. And just glow a bit there. It's quite amazing. Our nervous system is hardwired in the most beautiful way. So if you put a smile on your face, you actually start to feel these really pleasant sensations in your chest. And there's a softening through the lungs as well. And just a really slight smile on your face, and feel the radiance of you. Just taking a deep, full breath down into your belly. And then just sighing it out, and just let that really deepen into that sigh. And then do another one. Deep breath into your belly. And then just let that settle. And then just stretching into your toes and reaching into your fingers and extending your arms overhead perhaps, or just feel that really delicious stretch that happens at the end of yoga. It has a very tangible connectivity through the muscles, and it has a really nice, slightly achy feeling to it. Maybe there's a yawn, maybe there's a sigh. Oh, how wonderful. Great. And then slowly either squeezing your knees up or rocking your knees over. And then slowly emerging. How wonderful. Great, Mary, you came and joined us. How lovely. Barbara, good to see you. Margaret, good to see you. Dervna, good to see you. So guys, it's been such a delightful year. I've just loved it in this weird way, you know. This has been just glorious. It's been a really nice connection to make. New people, Anne, it's wonderful that you joined our tribe. So Sinead from Team Naduir, I sent you all an email, and you're all invited to the solstice class on the 21st. But it will be up on YouTube, so it's there. You know, you can do it at some stage later on in the evening or whenever you like, or anytime. And yeah, it'll be a lot of meditation, a lot of resting. So bring a big blanket and some pillows, and there'll be movement, but there'll be just a sense of just honoring that shift in the universe. I don't know about you, but I've been seeing all over the place. It's all kind of cosmic bodies that are going to be aligned on the 21st of December, and there's going to be like amazing something will happen. So I want to be there for that. Yeah.